Let's FaceTime some of my friends on Apple Vision Pro.
This is, very few people have seen this until today. We've kept this very secret, and it's my pleasure to show it to you now. This is a window here, same sort of thing, right? Very, very simple. And notice when I drag the windows around, it drags the contents around. And you'll also notice, let me bring up another one here. You'll also notice that the windows have wonderful shadows on them. Can you see the shadows on the right of this window? So now what I'm going to do is show you an incredible thing that some of our geniuses came up with. You know, in Mac OS, and we'll touch upon this a lot, Mac OS generates a ton of windows, and you get to be the janitor, clean them all up. And one of the most annoying is panels, right? Like a save panel. So you go to save, and a save panel comes up. Now, a lot of times it's modal, so you can't do anything else in the machine, even on another app. That's ridiculous. But even if you could do something on another app, by the time you come back, you've forgotten which window or document that save panel's for. And you got to manage it and move it all around. How could we simplify this whole thing? Well, let me show you. So here's a window, and I'll do a save as right now. See that? All right. Simple.
Hey.
Whoa. Oh my God. Wait. Whoa. Wait, turn your head.
Hey, man. Okay, you ready for this? What's up?
Hello?
Hold on, wait a second. I don't know if you...
Whoa, you got an afro, man. Oh my God, your hair is like your hair is poofy.
I know, right?
Yeah, I can't even describe how you look right now.
All right.
It's like you got punched in the right eye and it's swelling up.
Can you do the hold on.
Oh.
Is it working?
It's not working on my end.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Let's see if I do it. Oh, there you go. Did mine work?
I can see your hand. It looks like a cartoon hand. Let me see your hand again.
Can you see can you see the I have both hands up now.
Can you put more in your face? Like if it was like actually in your face?
Oh, like this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just show you what that.
So if I look this way, right, it knows. So I'm looking to my right, right? So it would be to your left. Am I looking to your left right now?
Yes, oh my God.
And I can reposition you actually, so that way it knows in relation to your window in my world where my head is going. And you can see my hands too, right?
Yeah, that doesn't look like you at all. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's basically it'll block you out just a little bit.
Oh, interesting. It's like a ghost hand.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's interesting that it gets the other ones, though. That's actually kind of impressive.
My thought was that you're going to, what you look like, they're just going to mimic how you see yourself in the space. Isn't it it takes high-res images of you while you're using Passthrough, and that's what you're seeing? You're not actually seeing your hands? Yeah. It's like a recreation of your space and area.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's I think what they're doing is it's basically a static capture of your face and then a static capture of your hands. And then they rig it onto a model, like a standard model of some kind. And then they just project it on there, which is why it looks flat. It looks like a PlayStation character, like an NPC, literally.
Yeah, no, I think the model definitely, but your eyes don't actually look that bad. Your articulation looks really good.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, it makes sense, right? Because they had to do so much work on the eye tracking that, why not just use that in the model anyways, right? If you're doing all the eye tracking in the first place.
It's so weird. It's if I cut out your hair and the side of your face, your lips upwards look really good.
Oh, interesting.
Just your, facial capture looks really good. And I'm surprised because I know it's only seeing your eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Your mouth looks real.
Huh.
It doesn't look like it's animated or like, it looks like you're really talking.
And it's like in sync with my speech and things like that.
Yeah. If you were telling me you're being recorded on a camera and then being projected on a model, that's what it would feel like from straight on.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
there's downwards to get but it looks like someone's recording you straight on instead of like a downward. There's only a few times when you're moving your mouth up this way.
Yeah.
You can kind of notice it, but early stages anyways. But yeah, it's really good. I'm surprised.
Okay, that's hella funny. Oh
yeah,
my
this
gosh.
is definitely the least baked feature of anything Apple shipped. They do call it a beta, but I'm like, why'd you guys even try with this?
Well, I mean, you got to do something because you got to do. It can't be the goggles.
Yeah.
Like literally, it looks like you're on drugs.
Yeah, it looks like so it looks like you have a model, right? But it looks like you're 3D scanned onto that model because your hair and face are really flat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like my hair looks like it's like Lego hair or like a helmet or something like that.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's really close.
Yeah.
It's really, really close, which is not great.
Yes. Yeah. Literally uncanny valley, right?
Well, I'll tell you this. This is not to offend you,
Please.
but it's the truth. I've seen some of the other ones.
Yeah.
This is the worst version of it.
I know. I
You
was like,
look like you're about to fall asleep.
you have no idea. I tried to scan my face like 8 times. I tried to do it like 8 times. This is the best of the 8, man.
Are you gonna do like try rescanning it?
I think I am after this. We'll see. I really do. I forget who it was. I think Benji told me it was the worst scan that he'd seen of anyone.
I want to see.
And I agree, actually. Sorry?
How long does it take to scan?
No, it does not take very long. It's like if you've ever had to do Face ID scan, it's actually faster than that.
I just realized this is the outfit that you were wearing when you first got it. Like
Yeah.
it just keeps in the same fit.
Keeps you frozen in time. I know. I was thinking about that. You gotta make sure that you're like looking good that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if you've got like a bad day, like my hair's bad. Well, my hair's always gonna be bad in this. But if my outfit was bad, if I'm wearing pajamas, like I would show up in my like fully clothed outfit that I wore.
Right. It makes me think about too, I change my hair a lot, right?
Yes.
And there's not really room for that. You'd have to rescan every day
Yeah.
if you wanted that
Which
look
is
different.
Which is doable, I would say, but it's like more cumbersome for sure. And it's interesting to me because, they built those Memojis, which I think would have been a suitable replacement for the meantime. They should at least give you the option, in my opinion. And like they have so much customization for that, like hair, face. They've got like different like representations for styles of clothing and things like that. So it's just funny that they kind of like were like, this is good enough for this. And that's like maybe arguably worse in my opinion. It is a beta feature, they say, but I'm like, okay, you shipped a beta feature, like, you're going to get critique for that,
Okay, dude. I know you. I've seen your eyes. Your eyes literally are shut right now. They're shut. How is that even possible? Is it because you're laughing?
It might be, yeah. Wait, hold on. I'm going to try and be serious. Is it still shut?
Wait. Try to be serious. Try to be serious.
Okay.
Your serious face looks like you're literally asleep. Okay, alright, sorry.
Oh, it's really trippy. I hate that. Oh my god.
Right, people have said uncanny valley, and I feel like that's a good representation of...
Wait, look in more directions. Like right now it's just kind of dead on.
So point direction you want me to look.
Or here.
Is it following your finger?
Yeah, I think it's made you look a lot older than you are.
Yeah, that's the common thing that I've gotten, actually, is that it makes me look older than I am, which is interesting to me. I feel like people have talked about it and they say, like, it creeps them out. Do you feel creeped out, or do you feel like you've, like, seen this type of thing before, so it's, like, more intelligible to you?
Unfortunately, I think it's the byproduct of, like, I think your face fits well with it.
I don't know how to take that, but I'll accept it.
It's more so like I did see a couple people who did this like
Yes.
online,
Yeah.
and I think like when I saw someone who was darker, they had a hard time tracking a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So some of the facial features on other people they kind of smoothed out. But this, it didn't take away from your defining features enough to where you don't look like you. Like you look, I know it's you, and I think even if you were to blur it even more or to like make it downgrade the quality, your shape and face are recognizable.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not freaked out about this at all. It's funny more than anything else, but because like your forehead doesn't move, so when you emote, like it'll stop to where it's computing, and so it just looks like you're expanding but in place.
I call that computer Botox. That's basically what's happening there.
Actually, an app descriptor for that. Yeah.
So Casey's video,
One of
right?
the
Like you said that it is interesting
Yeah.
because he took the creator's perspective, which is what you and I have been talking about, right?
Exactly, and he is the ultimate creator.
Yeah.
Even someone like myself who's been doing it for so long, daily vlogging, I look up to him because not only is he epic in his skills, but he's also such a visionary. He
Yes.
understands the future.
Yeah.
And in his video, he talks about how the Apple Vision Pro is not just great game changing for VR and AR. He talks about how it's literally game changing for everything.
Yeah.
He was watching Mr. Beast's video on the side of the street while he's sitting next to a stranger. He has all his devices at his hand. He even made the significant observation of, at home, in fact, I don't need this because I already have the screens.
Yeah.
But when you're out and about, you have a screen immediately, whether it's watching a movie or you just want to work.
Oh, so what stage do you have me on? You said it's just a floating window. So are you in pass-through mode right now, or do you have like I'm in space with you?
No, I'm keeping you on pass-through partially because I'm doing the screen capture, right? And it's easier for me to, and also like because I've got like literally things around me right now. I'm in my like little office nook, so I don't want to like knock things over. And actually, that's one thing that's been interesting to me is that I thought they would be more conservative with the like virtual environment and like make sure things popped through. But no, like I can like be next to a wall and like almost run into it without noticing it, which is kind of sketchy. I'm really surprised that they did it that way.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think I've only seen people kind of like mist through when you're in full environments.
And that happens pretty like they did a good job with that, I'd say. Yeah.
What does it look like with two people in the room? How does it decide which ones to go for?
When we were messing around with it earlier, I think it did multiple people actually. So they just pop through different directions. Or like most of the time, because the field of view is relatively small, I can only focus on one person anyways. So I imagine that most of the time that's what's happening.
The thing that was interesting is he didn't mention something that's in his history that he is actually experiencing at a much higher level. So Casey Neistat, famous for daily vlogging, but also just as famous for launching Beme.
Yeah.
That, from a creator's perspective, real life content creation. And because of the way you recorded, which is you had to cover the FaceTime camera and then recorded whatever was in front of you, but it was like from the perspective of your chest, but he was trying to mimic the perspective of what you're looking at because it's the true perspective of a person, not just a creator, just of a person. And of course, Beme, it had some traction, but got bought up by CNN and then turned into this other channel and kind of just faded away into history. And what's significant about Casey recording content for the Apple Vision Pro, it's just Beme on steroids.
Yeah,
and the aha moment for me wasn't that, one, he didn't mention the relationship to Beme, and two, that he was actually creating content the way it was. It's just the fact that Beme, if you think about it, was a good idea, but the technology wasn't there.
Yeah.
Think about the phone. You use your phone for a lot of things, so it's just hard to juggle creation. I know I have this issue too when I'm either recording videos or going live. If I get a phone call or someone pings me, it kind of ruins it. This is why having the camera is great. And then two, you're holding it from your chest oftentimes. Now, there was a trick where you use your hand, but now you're getting it from your actual eyes. So it's the truest form of the perspective of the world from you that other people get to experience.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I feel like, if someone were to want that experience, like transparency mode and on their products is obviously the reason why you can talk to somebody and just never put AirPods away.
Yep.
So I'm just thinking about, like, me personally, I used to be, before I had to have the in-ear AirPods, because they kind of come out.
Yeah.
I had my AirPods in all the time.
Yep.
They would sit there, they were perfect. And although I would talk to people, like, they are sound dampening to some extent.
Exactly.
And so, like, with Passthrough, I can see that being, like, from the outside, someone, like, wanting to talk to you. It's like, oh, not only do they have headphones in, they are not even looking in my same space. So, like you said, like, changing social conventions, I wonder how that will evolve for people being like, how do I know this person's okay to approach? Is it either a weird sunken eye to the thing or what?
Not to even mention the accessibility stuff around that too, because think about, like, for example, people who have sensory issues and who wear headphones in the first place, right? And like, I imagine this in the future being similar, but for vision, right? You could do very similar. I mean, like, it's really the same concept, right? They're just headphones for your eyes in a way,
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I think it does remind me of the Black Mirror episode with Donald Gleason. Do you know what I'm talking about? The one where it's like a recreated version of somebody. It reminds me.
I don't remember which one that was, but yeah, I remember the show. I was trying to remember the name of it, but I don't remember what it was. I have notes on it somewhere.
And it feels almost like that, except that it doesn't look 100% accurate, but, like, it feels like they've just, obviously generated, like, an AI version of you that doesn't look like you, but mannerisms, kind of, and, like, your voice.
Yeah. I mean, think about how close we are then to, like, you just plug in ChatGPT on the other end. You never know. It could be me or any or the computer.
That is crazy.
How's the lock? How situated am I? You put me in wherever.
It's great. And that's actually the most impressive thing, is just how steady. Like, literally, the windows themselves, the way I describe it is they feel like physical objects in your room. I'd say that, like, it is still, like, I can tell there's fringing, like, there's, like, a little bit of graininess still. But, like, the main thing that struggles actually is the pass-through, which is funny because I feel like most people have said that the pass-through is super good. But, like, once I go into an environment and if I've got windows thrown up everywhere, like, it feels like I'm, like, physically there. And, like, the windows look like they're straight up locked on my, wherever I'm looking at. So, but even through the pass-through, they look pretty physical too.
I had watched a video earlier today of somebody showing how they had, and you kind of showed me this the other day, where you were, like, cleaning your room and you, like, put the apps in different places in your room. And he had done that, but for, like, his whole apartment.
Yeah.
And I was wondering about, like, have you ever, it seems like you've done that, but have you ever, like, forgotten where an app was? like, I can imagine, like, putting music over somewhere and then being like, shit, where did I put music? Like,
yeah, it's the blessing and the curse of a spatial, metaphor in some ways, right? Is that you can put things, and if you're good at remembering where things are, if you have certain places for certain things, then you're good. But if not, then you can lose them for sure. I will say that it's pretty good because you can open up the home view and it will either highlight the window or it'll, like, bring it in front of you. I haven't exactly figured out what that is in a lot of ways, like what the actual behavior is, but it does let you actually change or, like, highlight what the thing is that you're looking at.
And then the last thing he did say that I think people have to remind themselves of is this Apple Vision Pro will be the worst Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, that's true.
Throw it back to the 2007 iPhone and think about 15, 16 years later. Imagine that in just 5 years, but even 10 years, it's going to be smaller, it's going to be lighter, it's going to be more accessible, and it's going to change the creator space in ways we can't even know. Like, Casey probably, his mind was blown from his experience, and that's just from day one.
Yeah.
Imagine what's going to happen.
That's it.
Okay, well, this has been helpful.